Hey, hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. It is Tuesday, October 8th. Wow, Tuesday, October 8th of 2024. And today we're going to go ahead and have a little discussion about stability with your local anesthetic and when you're giving your injections. Because, my friends, it is one of those things of when you're giving them, especially when it's your first time doing injections, you can get a little shaky, a little nervous, maybe not have all of the confidence that you feel like you need to have. So that's our topic today. We've got Instagram over here. Hello, Instagram, and YouTube over here. Hi, YouTube friends. Happy to see you guys. And as a reminder, all of my Tuesdays with Tina over the last few months stay on YouTube. So you can, if you've missed a past episode, if you want to see some of the information on mandibular injection techniques, especially like if you have to re-angulate for mandibular injection techniques, there's a great one on there showing that as well, which is always a big question. Always a big question. Tina, what do I do with that? But as I said, today I want to discuss with you a little bit about reducing the shakes. And what inspired that is that today, my dental hygiene students that I get to work with on a regular basis gave their very first injection in their pain management class. So cool. And then this weekend, I'll be working with hygienists in the state of Georgia, helping them administer their very first injections as well. So it's a very first week, or it's a week of new and exciting. And when that happens, when it's your first time giving an injection, or maybe you're giving an injection with someone who makes you nervous or you're a little extra nervous, those shakes can happen. So, and I apologize. You're going to hear my little Miss Puppy, little Miss Coco, named after Coco Chanel, in the background. Right before we went live, she decided to piddle in the house. She's just a baby, just 3 months old, still learning. Okay. And bladder control. And I think many of us can understand bladder control. Okay. So when we are giving our injections and we start having those shakes, right? When you start having those shakes, there's a couple of reasons why that can happen. One is our own nerves can get the better of us, whether it is an injection we haven't done for a while, or if it's an injection that you're doing for the very first time, or it's a patient that even has a little bit of fear themselves around injections. We become nervous and can have the nervous jitters. When that happens, one of the things I want to encourage you to do is to change that nervous narrative in your voice. Just remind yourself that when you have that anxiety, that nervousness, to change that into a, wow, this is important. I really care about it and it's exciting. And I'm able to provide a procedure for my patient that they need so that I can give them the highest quality care I can possibly give. And remind yourself of that. Remind yourself of your knowledge and of your competence as you're going through that. Okay. So that's one thing that's really important to remember. Another thing to be thinking about is, even though you're going through all that, is to make sure you breathe. Taking deep breaths. And I will say this, when you tell your patients to breathe and you remind them to take a deep breath, what will end up happening is you will breathe too. You will take some nice deep breaths. So when we're coaching our patients through their anxiety issues and reminding them to breathe, especially when we're sitting there and we're depositing and it takes a while for that anesthetic to flow, right? Because we're doing that for a minute. And we all know that a minute can feel super fast or it can feel like a really long time. And when you're administering local anesthesia, especially to your patients, they're going to feel like it's a really long time. And that's a long time for us as well to kind of hold our breath or take really shallow breaths. So remind your patients to breathe, and that will help you remember to breathe as well. When you're breathing, you're functioning, and your nervous jitters and twitches will go down as well. Okay, so there's that. All right, hopefully I had to change my router out today, so hopefully the internet is doing okay. So if you guys are following along pretty okay, just give me a thumbs up. That would be, or hi, hello, because that would be really helpful because I want to make sure that my internet is working. All righty, so we talked about breathing and changing the nervous narrative. Now, when you've done all of that and it's still not working, just remember your caffeine intake. Thank you. Appreciate the heart. Your caffeine intake can cause that for some people, whether you are used to having caffeine and you decided to not take it that day, you may have a little more extra shake, or vice versa. Maybe you aren't used to having a lot of coffee, or you had more coffee than you're used to and your adrenaline is pumping. That can give you the shakes too. So just be cognizant of those, your meal plan as well, whether or not maybe you're low blood sugar. When you're in low blood sugar, you can have those shakes. So pay attention to what you are consuming as well, so you're fueling your body appropriately. Okay, so you've done all that and you still have a little bit of those shakes. Maybe you aren't quite feeling stable completely. So one of the things you're going to do, sorry, I thought I grabbed my syringe, but I didn't. But I'm going to use this pen. We'll use this pen as a reminder. One of the things that you can do to help give yourself some stability is take your syringe. So we'll pretend this is a syringe, and give yourself a little kickstand. So I always say, let's hold your syringe with your middle finger and your index finger, like an old-fashioned cigarette, so you can really pinch it and hold on to it. Give your thumb there for stabilization. But then also, if you can have your ring finger on the syringe to provide that stability for yourself, that will help as well. That'll help act as a counterweight for you so that you don't feel like you're all the way out there. And then you also have your pinky that you could stabilize on the patient's face somewhere if your fingers are long enough. Or if, maybe even your ring finger if you needed to, okay? I had an interesting discussion with somebody about holding their syringe this way. Never seen that before. And it doesn't allow for you to be able to have your stabilization with your ring finger. So I thought that was interesting. I'm open to the idea, but I'm still concerned about the stability issues. So I'll play around with that. The other thing is that when you are retracting, now if you are like me and you use these items here for retraction, remember you have the back of your knuckle or your thumb that you can use for stability. So when you're going to retract, you can use your thumb on the barrel of your syringe or on the hub of the needle to help stabilize your syringe as well. Okay, that's really important. The other thing that you can do to help stabilize yourself is to make sure that the patient's mouth is low enough that you can keep your elbows by your side. Ergonomics, friends, right? It's ergonomics. Yeah. We have ergonomics in local anesthesia as well. If you have your arms out there chicken winging, or you're having to reach really far over your patient, that can create some instability for you. So have your patient low enough, or if you need to stand so you get nice and close to your patient so you can keep your arms down to the sides, that can help you as well. The other thing is we are very, very programmed to stay in our zone. So us right-handed people, right, we're very programmed to stay on the right side of the patient, where left-handed people, right, you're programmed to stay on the left side of the patient. But I'm telling you, there are some injections where we can do on the other side of the mouth. So think about that. Think about how you might be able to reposition yourself where you can see and still be stabilized in a very nice manner without having to reach over your patient and then pray that you put deodorant on. Because you're sweating, they're sweating, and now you're like, oh gosh, can they smell my BO? We don't want that, right? We don't want that. All right, friends, I hope those are some of the things that help. I'm curious to hear what you do to help yourself feel more confident and stable in your injection techniques as well. So to recap, let's start with the mental game of changing the nervous narrative into understanding that it's important, you're excited, you feel empowered, and that you care. Also go through and be paying attention to the food that you're eating, making sure that your caffeine is what you normally do. If you do it, don't do more. If you don't do it, don't do some. And if you do it and you don't have caffeine that day, then that might give you the shakes. Same thing with your food. Okay, that'll give you that. I think I also forgot to mention, if it's a new injection or an injection you haven't done for a while, if you go back through and review some of those techniques, watch some videos, go through, watch some of my YouTube videos. You can see any of that, or take a course to help refresh your knowledge on anesthetic and anesthetic techniques. That's always another great way to do it. Making sure that you have yourself stabilized, keeping your arm next to your body, having an opportunity to provide some stabilization, whether it is stabilization with a retraction hand or device, or even that kickstand. I like to have that little kickstand right there to help as well. Okay, that can be another thing. And I know there was more, but I think it fell out of my brain. It's been a long day. Okay, friends, it's a fun and busy month for Tina, with it being National Dental Hygiene Month. If you didn't know, there is this resource guide that I made that has lots of amazing features in it, a dosage guide in here, and there is dosage guide for adults and pediatrics, some health considerations, what you do when you have a patient with compromised health issues. Maybe they're pregnant, maybe they have kidney issues, maybe you're concerned about their blood pressure, but you can't remember your blood pressure guidelines. That's all right there. And the other thing is, look at that local anesthesia placement, local anesthesia placement guide. And this is probably one of my favorite things. I had the most fun making this. Had the most fun. A little pictogram reminding you of which injections inject what. So there's that's available. Remember, you can message me to find the details. It's on a Shopify, Teacher Tina RDH Shopify account. I'm so new to Shopify. I'm not sure how it works, but if you know, you can go there. The other thing is I get to do a webinar tomorrow night, or no, Thursday night for a group of hygienists on the East Coast, Summit Dental Hygiene Study Club. I'll be in Georgia over the weekend, certifying some hygienists in Georgia on Saturday and Sunday. I get to teach hygiene students the week after, this week and next week, and then I'll be at the California Dental Hygiene Symposium on Saturday the 19th, getting to be there as representing Dental Post, the nation's largest job board, which will be a lot of fun. And let's see, after that, it'll be the Oregon Dental Hygienists Association speaking there, and then back to Georgia to certify more hygienists. And then there's a few other things happening in there. I think I have a webinar with Ventura County in California as well, and some other stuff. And then it's 2025. Gosh, can you believe it? And by the way, if you want somebody to speak for your organization in 2025, let me know. All right, friends. Enjoy the day. And I am going to go get some dinner, maybe take Coco for a little walk so she stops piddling in the house. By the way, do you have suggestions on how to keep your dog from piddling in the house? Anyways, bye, friends. Have a great day.